Hello, good evening. Thank you for joining us this evening. It's Andy and Daz from Space Oddities. Just had to come on here quickly this evening and let you know about some important announcements that have been made by the head of NASA, Jared Isaacman, today concerning the future of the Artemis space program to land people on the moon. Some big changes, so I think we'll just dive straight into it. By the way, hello, Daz. I've dragged Daz off holiday temporarily to talk to me this evening. So hope you're okay, Daz.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting any of this. So I'm on Spanish soil, but I'm actually in the Canary Islands. So
Right.
yeah, like I said, I wasn't expecting anything like this. This came completely out of the blue.
Well, this is the joy of
So,
live broadcasting. Okay, let's dive into it then. So today, Jared Isaacman announced some big changes at NASA with regard to Project Artemis. Just to give you the background of what he said, and then we'll come to the specifics. First thing is that NASA are to restore core competencies in the workforce. And I believe what Isaacman's referring to here is that there have been lots of job losses at NASA over the last year, I think about 400, which means that a lot of experienced people have left NASA. This was a result, of course, of the Trump administration firing thousands upon thousands of civil servants, and NASA took a toll as well, with up to 400, I think it was, being laid off. He wants to restore that level of experience in the organization because a lot of valuable engineers in particular were lost. So in order to proceed with Project Artemis, Isaacman wants obviously experienced people back. The second thing is that Isaacman quite correctly said that Project Artemis, the project to land humans on the moon in 2028, as it was at the moment, it can't succeed if they're only going to make one launch every 12 months. Now, in actual fact, we've got Artemis 2 due to launch in March, and it will be nearly 3 years since the first Artemis, the uncrewed Artemis, launched to the moon. And obviously, if they can only launch once a year, building a moon base, which is the objective of Project Artemis, to have a permanent presence on the moon, that cannot succeed if they're only launching once every 12 months, every 3 years. So he wants to bring that forward to launch at least once every 10 months. And he compared that with the days of Apollo and Gemini, where they would launch frequently every few months. And the example he gave was between Apollo 7 and Apollo 8, there was only a gap of 2 months. So he wants to return to a much more frequent launch schedule. Otherwise, the project cannot possibly succeed. It will take decades to build a permanent presence on the moon if they're only launching once every 3 years. So that has to improve. Now let's look at the specifics of the new timeline for Project Artemis. Now, Artemis 3, as you may know, which was the mission that was going to land humans on the moon in 2028, that will no longer happen. But don't worry, we're still going back to the moon. But Artemis 3 will now be a test mission, which will dock the Orion space capsule, which we assume will be without astronauts for the test mission, to dock it in Earth orbit with the HLS, the vehicle which will actually land people on the moon. At the moment, that is, of course, the SpaceX Lunar Starship, the lunar variant of SpaceX's Starship. And Isaacman wants NASA to do that next year. So obviously SpaceX have got a bit of a job in front of them to get the Lunar Starship ready for next year. Assuming that docking test mission goes okay next year, that will be followed by 2 landings on the moon with people in 2028, the year following. So we're going to get 2 crewed moon landings in 2028. That is the current plan as Isaacman sees it. So let me bring Daz in here. Daz appears to have disappeared in his internet connection. Really sorry about that. Daz is in the Canary Islands and he's using hotel Wi-Fi, so that's not surprising that he's disappeared. So anyway, this means a few things for NASA. Firstly, for me, the big question is, how are they going to build the SLS rocket, the launcher rocket, which launches the Orion spacecraft? How are they going to build them so frequently? If they are planning for at least one launch a year, at the moment, that would seem to be a problem, because it takes a whole year to build one of the SLS rockets, the main contractor being Boeing, of course. So how on earth will they manage that launch cadence if at the moment it's taking a year to build a whole rocket? Of course, building it is one thing, then it has to be tested and go through a long test program. So obviously, the question there is, how will they shorten the length of time it takes to actually build an SLS rocket? That's the first question. The second question is that regards the reacquiring of experienced personnel at NASA. Exactly how will that be managed? And will they get the budget from the Trump administration to actually re-employ all of those people, the experienced people that have been laid off? So that's another question. On the bright side, it does mean that we are going to get 2 moon landings in 2028, but it's a bit sad that Artemis 3 has been demoted to a test mission. But they are thinking first and foremost of safety. They have to make sure that the Orion capsule can dock safely with the HLS, which at the moment, unless things change, as I said, will be the SpaceX Lunar Starship. I say unless things change because, of course, although SpaceX have the contract to supply the human landing system, the Lunar Starship, for the moon landings, they lost the sole right to do that a little while ago when NASA announced they were actually looking for another supplier, which will, of course, be Blue Origin. But there's not a chance in hell that Blue Origin will have a vehicle ready for next year's test mission. Lunar Starship, on the other hand, is fairly well advanced. They've shown what the interior will look like. The design is set. They haven't actually started building the Lunar Starship itself yet. They've only done mock-ups. But we know with SpaceX, they don't take long to build a rocket, just a few months. So I think SpaceX can do this without any problems. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, I just thought I'd let you know what's happening with Project Artemis. Have you got any views, any thoughts? Deep Burritos here. Hi, how are you? Thanks for being here. He says it's time to scrap this non-starter Artemis and go with SpaceX. I think in retrospect, I totally agree with you, but I think they're too far advanced now with Artemis to start again, basically. 52 years, no moon landings, Arts Channel. Yeah, absolutely. It's a disgrace. And I don't know about you. I don't know how old you are, but I'm a child of Apollo. I grew up during the era of the moon landings. And it feels like in terms of going to the moon, my whole life has been wasted, because we thought then back in 69 to 72 that we'd just carry on going. By now, of course, we would have a base on the moon and probably be at Mars. But that's a long story, mainly due to lack of funding. So there we are. Yeah, absolutely. Deep Burrito, SpaceX don't care. They'll be on the moon with 48 months with Boeing machines, Cybertrucks, and Optimus robots. Well, very possibly. I wouldn't put it past them, because we do know that Elon Musk is going to the moon with or without NASA. He's made that quite clear. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if he employs that all the technology he has. Not the Cybertrucks, though. They don't work on Earth. I don't think there's much chance of them working on the moon. But the Optimus robots, certainly that's a big possibility. So thanks for that. Any other comments? Do put them in the live chat. And there we are. Okay, so I think we'll leave it there for this evening. I just wanted to give you a quick update. Please do like and subscribe if you would be so good. Subscribe to the channel. We will be back for our normal Tuesday live stream on Tuesday at 8 p.m. UK time. We'll be carrying on our look at the future of humans being on the moon. And Lou will be carrying on with his series of hazards on the moon, what dangers humans will face on the moon. This week he looked at radiation, and next week I think he'll be looking at gravity, how low gravity will affect humans and affect what they're trying to do on the moon. So that's at 8 p.m. UK time here on the Space Oddities channel. And if I could just ask you after we finished here, just to leave a comment on the video, that would be much appreciated, because then the YouTube algorithm will take notice of us and show our videos to more people. Anyway, thank you so much for being here, and can I wish you all a very good weekend, and hope to see you on our regular Tuesday live stream, 8 p.m. on the YouTube channel on Tuesday. So take care, everybody, and thanks for being here. And we